What's up, YouTube fans? Today, we're going to take a look at the Hasbro Kingdom Galvatron. So this is the leader class of the latest wave. I do have the rest of the wave coming, so we will take a look at those in the next week or two. But here is Kingdom Galvatron. He does come in the robot mode just like this. We'll put the G1 cartoon image over there. Really cool looking. It does have this weathering effect. I don't love that. I don't know why they put that on there. It just seems silly, but apparently you can remove that with some rubbing alcohol, so you can take that off. And I find this to be even worse. Looks like somebody colored on it with pencil. Maybe it looks better on camera, but in person it just looks like somebody literally took a pencil and tried to color it. So all that stuff aside, I think the colors are pretty good. You got the purple here, red and silver there on the abdomen, red paint here on the knees, translucent orange for the cannon with the effect here with the somewhat opaque orange there on the sides. You got silver for the wheels. Here's the back, relatively clean, although you have a little bit of junk, not too much. The arms, this is accurate to at least to the original cartoon. I don't know how to look in Kingdom. Of course, they modeled the characters after the toys, but we'll see. Nice Decepticon Tampo logo there. Let's get on the face. You can see the face is okay. It's got silver with red eyes. Not too bad of a head sculpt. I like the head. He does come with accessories. Of course, you got to have the Matrix. So this is basically the exact same Matrix as the Optimus Prime. And you can take it off of here. It does have the hole there to mount onto here. Here's the Matrix. Looks fine. And this can fit over his neck and just sit like that. This chain does not look like what it looks like on the box. On the box, it's a metallic silver, kind of like the handles for the Matrix. But unfortunately, they didn't paint it. But of course, the box always has stuff like that. It's got colors or parts or whatever that just does not accurate to the actual figure, unfortunately. You also get these extra guns. Now, these are meant to look like the Decepticon ship, which is cool. The Revenge. You can take, you get two of them, so you can take these and you can combine them together like that. It is not all that secure, but it should peg in. And then you can take these and those can fit into his arm. Or if you don't like that look, which I don't personally, you can take these and these come out on his back. So there's a little tab right there, or a slot right there. It's going to fit onto this tab. I do find these sometimes pop off of here. But put both of them on there. And then there you go for storage. And the last accessory, which is already on him, is his cannon. You can separate this here for the transformation. Pretty good looking. You got some silver paint and black paint here. Now this can be mounted in two different spots. We'll just leave those weapons off. You can either put it on this top spot here, so you can have it like that, or more accurately you can put it on his arm here. I think that just looks better overall. And there's ports on either arm, so whatever arm you prefer, you can do that. Let's go over his articulation. The head is on a, looks like a ball joint, so you get a little bit of side to side. Rotates all the way around. Not much up and down, which you would want on a figure like this. Just a little bit of up and down. You can move these in and out, kind of however you like. I like to have them just a little bit on an angle, like that. You can rotate this arm all the way around. It does rotate on this joint here. A lot of people don't like how the shoulders are out of the box. Apparently these are mistransformed, so you can't rotate these around to the back and then rotate the arm. You do end up with this pin on the front, but most people seem to prefer the shoulders being higher up like that. But you can choose whatever you like. You can have it posed that way. I don't mind the pins in the front, but a little strange that they misassembled that. You have a double jointed elbow. You can see the full bend, also meant for transformation as well. You have a rotation at the bicep. This doesn't rotate independently, so if you rotate the arm, that is going to rotate with it. You have a bend at the wrist, but it really is just for transformation. The rotation at the waist, that should get you all the way around. Oh, I guess it's hindered by these parts here, so you can get those out of the way. There you go. Get a little bit more. You do have hip skirts here. They go up to there. You can also fold them forward. So they have two joints there. The legs go up to there, back to there, and out to the side. Rotation at the mid thigh. 90-degree bend at the knee. The knee cover doesn't move independently, it's just a part of that. The feet can go all the way down to there and back. No tilted or anything. If you push it a little too far, it does start to untransform. But you don't really need to. That's good enough. Plenty of articulation. And for size comparison, there is Kingdom Galvatron with Kingdom Ultra Magnus. We haven't reviewed Ultra Magnus yet, but here's a sneak preview. And pretty good size. You can see he's a little bit shorter than Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus was always a big character. You can also see him with Optimus Prime here. Now, we don't know how this is going to appear in the show, whether we're going to see Optimus Prime or whether he's going to die. We really don't know in the Kingdom show, but he is towering over Optimus Prime here, even though they're both leader class. Now, just for a quick comparison, since we have him, I'm not trying to compare the quality of these. These are totally different price points, different scales, but you can see the proportions on the Fans toys are much better, much more well done. The arms come down to basically, bottom of the hip skirt. The chest is a little bit longer. You can actually see these red pieces are more rectangular. Here they're more squared, and they're actually flipped on the other way. So it just gets squished down, and it almost feels like they took him and they squished him down this way. All right, now let's get Galvatron transformed into his cannon mode. Go ahead and take the cannon off, and then separate this piece here, and just set that aside for now. We'll start on the arms. Now you do have to fix the arms if you did rotate them around, so rotate them back the other way because you need that little tab there. And I forgot to mention, in this mode, if you want, you can tab the tracks onto the back of that. Only problem is now you can't do the arm rotation. So if you do peg that in, you lock the arm rotation out from doing that. But anyway, go ahead and take this and rotate the hand down and then peg it in to here. And then take this piece, and that's just going to sit like that. It doesn't actually peg in, it just kind of sits like that. Same on this side, rotate the hand in, fold this up, make sure we fold this shoulder joint back around, and then peg that in, and then bring this down, and that's just going to sit there for now. All right, so that's pretty easy to take care of. Come to the back here, we're going to take these pieces on the legs, they're going to fold in and then peg into the side. Same on this side, fold this over, peg it into the side, rotate the legs 90 degrees, and then peg them together like that. Take these panels, and these are just going to fold outwards for now, just to get them out of the way. Come to the back here, take this piece here that's going to peg into the top. Open up that panel, and you can just leave that like that for now. Take these arm panels, those are unpegged from the side, bring them down, and set them like that. Come to this piece here, lift this up, open this up. This chest is going to open up here. And we're going to put his head inside this piece here. Come to the back here. And that's going to peg into here, so just give that a firm push. Now down here, we're going to push the head inside the chest, or inside the barrel there. Push this down and then close this up, and that's going to make the front of the cannon barrel. All right, we're in the home stretch here. Make sure you have these out of the way. Take these pieces, there's a slot there that's going to tab in there. Then there's a slot here. That actually doesn't tab into anything, but this right here is going to end up here in the chest. And it's a little tricky to get it in. Sometimes it doesn't actually sit. I find the best way is to bring it in above and then slide it down in, but really it's actually pretty challenging to get it in there. There we go. So that's one side in. Once you get the side in, you can take this piece and tab that in. Right, now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Bring this down, tab it into the side, and then make sure it slides into this piece here. There we go. Oops, popped out. Yeah, and this part is not my favorite on this figure, unfortunately, the way it works. Go ahead and take this. That's going to tab in on top, like that. Straighten up these pieces here. Come to the back here, open up this, fold this down. That's going to make the rear wheels. You can take this piece here. This is going to tab into the back here, just like that. Take this. Now I like to put it with the flat side. That way you don't see these bubbles here, but it doesn't really matter. Put it in either way. Set that in there. And there is Galvatron in his cannon mode. Pretty cool looking. There is some kibble here and there, so this chest kind of ugly down there. There's a lot of bits and pieces here on the bottom. These arms don't end up looking very nice, but you do have the treads there. Those look okay. Here's the back. This stand here. That looks alright. The front of the cannon looks really nice. I really like the way they did this translucent orange with the faded opaque piece here. That looks nice. And then the paint on here and then the gunmetal here, that all looks really nice. That's really well done. It does have wheels, so 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels. It does roll on those wheels. It rolls okay. You can adjust the angle, so if you bring this down like that, you get it angled up higher. It still rolls because of those wheels down there. You end up trying to put these downwards to like compensate, but I don't know. It breaks up the sculpt, so you kind of have to choose what you want. But either way, you can do that. Me personally, I think it looks better like this, and it's just more natural. You can take those weapons, so here are the weapons, and there's a little slot right there, and you can take that and peg that into the side here. So you can get a super duper cannon mode. I'm not sure I would ever display it like this, but you do have the option. There you go. There's the super duper cannon mode. You can also take the matrix, and this is actually going to peg in. So you can see there's a little tab slot right there. You're just going to tab that in just like that. Everything holds nice and secure. It looks fine. I don't know. It's a little bulky, but nice that they gave you that weapon storage all together. And for a quick size comparison, there is Galvatron next to Optimus. It's a giant cannon mode, but pretty good size overall. It does make you wonder why this was leader class. It doesn't look like leader class, but there you go for a comparison. So final thoughts on Kingdom Galvatron. Let's start with the positives. I think the cannon looks really nice. I love the plastic they used, and the paint overall looks really good. The red paint here, most of the paint accents look very nice except for these, which we'll talk about in a second. Pretty clean overall. The back, it's just very accurate to the cartoon, even though there is some kibble back here. That kibble is accurate, so it looks good. The pylons look nice. I like how they're adjustable. Overall articulation is really well done as well. So I think they just put the right articulation in the right spots. I'm not a big fan of the fact that they, didn't misassemble this, but it doesn't really bother me too much having the pin on the front. I do also like the accessories. You do get the matrix, although I wish this was an actual chain. I don't know how much that would have added to the cost, making this a plastic chain or a metal chain versus this hard plastic. These are okay, not my favorite, but it's nice they included an additional accessory. Just trying to get it to the leader price point there. Negatives wise, I hate the battle damage. I think that just looks silly. It looks like it's added after the fact. Both of this and these little blue pieces, they all look silly. If this was my figure, which it's not going to be, this is already spoken for, I would just take that right off. There's no reason for that. None of the other recent Studio Series 86 have had that, so why put it on this guy? It makes no sense. If you want this to fit in with the Studio Series, then don't put it on there. It just doesn't make sense to me that they would do that. Maybe they were trying to give you that price point, the leader price point for $50, make you feel like you got your money's worth by throwing some extras in there. But to me, it actually, hinders the character, hinders the figure from being, really good. So I am going to recommend it because I think if you're collecting the Earthrise or even the Studio Series 86, you got to have this guy in there. This is the quintessential bad guy for the whole movie. So, you need him. You need him, and he's going to fit in. Either way, you can go out there and hunt for him now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.